Seoul's night sky on September 2025 glittered with stars, but nothing shone brighter than the arrival of BTS's Jimin at the Moon Party Seoul 2025. The Moon Party, an exclusive celebration attended by the city's elite, fashion icons, and international press, was designed to capture elegance and mystery. Yet, when Jimin stepped out onto the carpet, the event transformed instantly into a global headline. His platinum blonde hair caught the camera lights, sparking thousands of flashes as reporters scrambled for the perfect shot. Dressed in a sleek black suit with silver accents, Jimin didn't need to say a word. His presence radiated confidence, poise, and a quiet defiance that captivated not just the crowd at the venue, but millions of fans watching through live updates online. But beneath the glamour of that night lingered an invisible storm. For weeks leading up to the Moon Party, Jimin had been dragged into swirling rumors, whispers of a possible romance with actress Song Da-eun. Some claimed to have spotted them together in old photos. Others pointed to vague social media interactions. The truth remained elusive. The Moon Party was supposed to be a celebration, yet the undercurrent of controversy threatened to drown the occasion. Still, as Jimin stood under the spotlight, his calm smile spoke volumes. It wasn't just an appearance, it was a statement. Rumors in the K-pop world spread like wildfire, and Jimin's story was no different. It all began with an anonymous post on an online forum, claiming that Jimin and Song Da-eun had been seen together years ago and might still be romantically involved. Though HYBE had previously dismissed the claims as baseless, fragments of evidence resurfaced. Old Instagram posts, blurred images, and mistranslations twisted into narratives. By early September, gossip sites latched onto the story, pushing it into mainstream discussion. Tabloids ran with sensationalist headlines, painting Jimin as if he were hiding a secret love life. International blogs picked up the chatter, often without context, further fueling speculation. What was most striking was not the rumor itself, but the weight of timing. Jimin had only recently returned from military service. BTS as a group was preparing for their highly anticipated comeback. This was a moment meant for excitement and renewal. Instead, Jimin found himself in the middle of a media circus, his private life dragged into public scrutiny. And yet, as the storm brewed, something extraordinary happened. The fans refused to let the rumors define him. ARMY, the ever-vigilant BTS fandom, didn't take long to respond. Within hours of the latest rumor surge, social media lit up, not with judgment, but with love. Hashtags like, "We love you, Jimin," and "It's his private life" climbed into trending topics across Twitter, now X, and Weverse. Fans defended Jimin fiercely. He owes us music and happiness, not details of his personal life. Even if he dates, it doesn't change the fact that he's Jimin, our angel, our artist. He deserves privacy and love just like any human being. ARMY's collective voice reshaped the conversation. Instead of gossip, the focus turned to loyalty. Instead of questioning Jimin's actions, the spotlight shone on the fandom's unity. For many, it felt like déjà vu. BTS had faced controversies before, whether unfair accusations, exaggerated scandals, or baseless rumors. Each time, ARMY had been there, forming an invisible shield around the members. But this time felt different. It wasn't just about defending Jimin. It was about reclaiming his story. Fans refused to let tabloids or antis dictate the narrative. They insisted on making the headlines about support, not scandal. As the controversy gained traction, eyes turned toward HYBE, BTS's agency, waiting for an official response. For days, the company remained silent. Some media outlets interpreted the silence as confirmation, while others criticized HYBE for leaving Jimin vulnerable to speculation. When Hybe finally addressed the issue, the statement was minimal. Jimin and Sang Da-eun were not in a current relationship, and the rumors were exaggerated. But the vague wording left much open to interpretation, only prolonging debates online. What Hybe failed to deliver in clarity, ARMY delivered in abundance with love. Fans didn't need detailed explanations to stand by Jimin. Their loyalty filled the gap louder than any press release could ever be. This dynamic revealed something powerful. The balance of influence had shifted. Once upon a time, agencies controlled idol narratives. In 2025, it was fans who steered the conversation. ARMY wasn't just a fandom. They were a global force, rewriting the script in real time.
For Jimin, 2025 was supposed to be a year of rebirth. After completing his military service, he had stepped back into the spotlight with renewed energy. His solo career was flourishing, his presence at high-profile events made headlines, and BTS's reunion was on the horizon. Yet the dating rumors threatened to overshadow these milestones. September was already an emotional month for BTS and their fans. It marked Jungkook's birthday celebrations, the glamorous Moon Party, and the countdown toward BTS's much-anticipated October Music Festival performance. Instead of focusing on joy, many fans felt the tension of seeing their beloved Jimin attacked online. But within that tension grew something beautiful. Fans remembered the countless times Jimin had carried them through dark moments with his voice, his artistry, and his unwavering kindness. They saw this as their chance to return the favor. One fan wrote on Weavers, "When I was broken, Jimin's music healed me. Now it's our turn to protect him." That sentiment echoed across the globe. The dating rumor wasn't just a distraction. It became a rallying point, a reminder of the unbreakable bond between Jimin and ARMY. At first, the headlines screamed controversy. Tabloids and gossip columns pushed phrases like "Jimin caught and dating scandal" or "rumors overshadow BTS comeback." The timing was too tempting for sensationalist journalism. Jimin had just returned to the public eye, and BTS was preparing for their grand re-entry into the global music scene. A scandal was the perfect distraction. But as days went by, something unusual began to happen. The narrative started to change. Not because of agencies, not because of clarifications, but because of the fans. When hashtags supporting Jimin trended worldwide, journalists had no choice but to acknowledge it. Articles began shifting their tone. Instead of "dating scandal shakes Jimin's image," it became "fans defend Jimin against invasive rumors." Instead of "mystery woman linked to BTS star," it became "Jimin's privacy sparks debate on idol culture." The shift was subtle at first, but grew more pronounced as global media outlets like Billboard, Rolling Stone, and BBC picked up the story. Rather than focusing on unverified rumors, they emphasized the extraordinary loyalty of ARMY, a fandom that had turned potential scandal into a case study on idol fan trust. For Jimin, this was more than damage control. It was proof that the world was beginning to see BTS not as tabloid fodder, but as artists protected by a movement larger than themselves. The Moon Party Seoul 2025 will be remembered not just as a night of luxury, but as a symbolic turning point in Jimin's narrative. When Jimin walked into the venue, cameras captured his serene smile and calm demeanor. He didn't look rattled. He didn't appear defensive. Instead, he embodied grace, reminding everyone why he has been called the angel of BTS since debut. His fashion choice was deliberate, too. While others wore extravagant, flashy outfits, Jimin's refined black suit with understated silver highlights seemed like a metaphor. He didn't need noise. His presence alone was enough. Fans watching live stream clips noticed how Jimin interacted warmly with other guests, posed confidently for photographers, and carried himself with quiet strength. For ARMY, it was proof that he refused to be defined by rumors. In fact, the Moon Party became a moment of reclaiming power. what could have been an awkward, scandal-tainted appearance turned into a public display of resilience. For fans, the event symbolized something more. No rumor, no criticism, no scandal could dim Jimin's light. As September neared its end, attention began to shift toward what laid ahead: BTS's long-awaited reunion projects. With whispers of a new album and preparations for Hybe's global music festival, fans were buzzing with anticipation. Insiders hinted that BTS would soon gather in Los Angeles to record new tracks and film a major music video. For the first time since their military enlistments, the 7 members would be back in the studio together, planning something monumental. In that context, the dating rumors felt increasingly irrelevant. What mattered wasn't Jimin's private life, it was the collective comeback of BTS, a moment millions of fans had waited with unshakable patience. Still, the controversy carried lessons. It showed how fragile public narratives could be, and how easily idols' personal lives could be twisted. But it also proved the depth of the bond between BTS and ARMY. No matter the noise, the focus always returned to what truly mattered: the music, the artistry, and the journey they were building together. For Jimin, this was both a trial and a testament. The storm tested his resilience, but the unwavering support reminded him, and the world, that BTS's story was greater than any rumor.